There's several small things in my life that I feel are key to my success professionally and personally, and they're not like top of the mountain, blow your mind attributes or secrets. Heck, most of them you guys are all aware of. Some of you consciously may use them every day, and for me, I try to consciously use them in every situation, every hour. Key word there is try, not always the best. The one I want to talk about today is simple. It's perspective. See, nothing earth-shattering here, but perspective is often overlooked professionally and personally. I remember using perspective a ton with my friends and family during the last recession. You guys know how it was. You remember people losing their houses left and right. They all felt like their lives were coming to an end and they'd be ruined and they could never recover. Helping my friends and family put their situation into perspective really helped to clarify the situation. There is life after foreclosures, and you will be okay, and you will be fine, and maybe you'll even buy another house one day. In our industry, it's very, very easy to lose perspective, especially if you do a lot of volume. Realtors, loan officers, underwriters, managers, processors, we do so many transactions that people start to become, well, these files. Families tend to get marginalized into what their bank statements and what their W-2s say. We forget that while our jobs are hard and we're finding a house for them and negotiating and we're originating the loan or we're approving the loan, we forget that we're working with families, not files. Real people making real long-lasting life decisions based off of your feedback, Mr. Realtor or Mr. Loan Officer or Mrs. Loan Officer. And when they make that decision, they're packing their current life into boxes so they can move into the new home that you are helping them purchase or finance. Agents seem to have an easier time with this because they're typically working with the entire family, showing the family homes and helping the family make a decision, but sometimes they also need a reminder. Lenders seem to have a much harder time with this. Maybe it's because their job is so difficult with all the overregulation, and maybe it's because they typically only meet with one or both of the adults in the family only a few times during the transaction. Or maybe it's because it's easy to turn that family into a file when you're reviewing their financials. It's pretty easy to do. You met with them, and then you look at their credit, and maybe it's not perfect, and maybe they have a few late payments, maybe they have a couple NSFs, and maybe they job hop a little bit. Loan officers, processors, and underwriters tend to form a judgment based off of these findings. Oh, these people are dirt sticks. Why can't they manage their money? Why can't they hold a job for longer than a year? Why do they overdraft their bank account so much? God. You know why? Because life happens. That's why life isn't perfect, Mr. Loan Officer and Mr. Underwriter. As much as that would make your job easier, life isn't perfect. It's dirty and sometimes it's a grind and sometimes people have tough days or months and have to overdraft their accounts. Doesn't mean they're bad people, and it certainly doesn't mean they're automatically disqualified. They don't necessarily deserve a $200,000 loan, but they do deserve a fair shot. And I get it, LOs and underwriters, your job is tough and they do need to qualify and they do need to demonstrate the ability to repay. But life happens. And when you take that loan application and when you're underwriting that loan, remember your own life, because I'm pretty sure that it's not perfect either. Most importantly, remember who you're trying to help. A family, real life people, not a file, not W-2s, not bank statements. Real life families with hard-working mothers and fathers with children. It's easy to marginalize them into what the file says. I get it, but we can't. This is a tiny sliver of who they really are, and it's only a snapshot in a long life. And you know what? Some people just aren't ready to buy a house, and that's okay. And after a thorough investigation of their financials, it's clear they aren't ready, then that's okay. And that's actually the right decision for that family. We don't want to bury them in debt they can't handle. Not everyone deserves a loan, but we need to get our perspective right and remember who we are working so hard for. Not a file, a family. And if I seem passionate about this, it's because, quite frankly, I am. And I need to hear this as well. Sometimes I'm the biggest offender of this, and I need to get my mind right and get my perspective back in order. Hey, maybe this message is only for me today, and maybe you're an underwriter, loan officer, or realtor that needed a reminder as well. Either way, I will do a better job with this moving forward, and I will get my mind and my own perspective right. What do you guys think? Agree? Disagree? Let us know down below, and we will see you next week.